Yeah.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Storm Center. Before we hop into this video, I just wanted to go over a couple things that we're going over today. We're going to be going over the game recap, player spotlight from Jaron Horton, hot takes, the weather forecast, my picks, and a lot more. Once again, thank you for tuning in and thank you for just enjoying the content. And I appreciate it. I'm going to keep getting them out there. So I hope you guys enjoy and go Storm. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to episode trace of the Storm Center. I'm happy you guys are enjoying it and tuned in. I've been trying to do my best for you guys. I hope you're enjoying the content so far. And welcome back. We're here at episode 3. So, like I said earlier, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff today. Um, Besides all that, the Storm have 2-0. We've been in the Aviators and the Kings. And we're playing the Kings again. So, it's going to be a really fun game, I think. Orlando, where we get to see their new white jerseys, their away jerseys, get to see how they play on the road. Michael Gonzalez and Jack Plummer are headed back to the Ville for the first time. Should be a good crowd, obviously, if Louisville hasn't lost their support yet. But we're 2-0, so we're all feeling good. We're all feeling great. So let's get into the game recap of week 2. Let's get into some stats. The Orlando Storm beat the Louisville Kings 9-19. Jack Plummer went 18 through 23, 182 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. DTR also saw some reps. He went 2 for 3. So not a bad day by the quarterbacks. I'd like to see more from Jack Plummer downfield and not so much lenient on the receivers' yards after catch. Hope it's more stuff in the middle, kind of deeper instead of just slants, bubble screens, running back checkdowns, and like comebacks. I want to see more of the route tree, more offensive plays opening up deeper during the middle, outside work, outside the numbers. You know what I mean. Rushing, Deshaun Corbin had 19 attempts on 51 yards. Not a great day from him. Trey Stewart, 6 attempts on 25 yards. I liked what I saw from Trey Stewart. He saw some flashes, so very happy for him. Corbin, he's the best running back in the league. He'll be back. He'll bounce back. It's not even a bad day. 51 rushing yards, not bad. But we'd like to see better on the average. He had 2.7 yards per carry. Receiving, we had Badger and Hamler. They both had 59 yards receiving. Badger had 4 catches. Hamler had 2. Both had touchdowns, so an amazing day by them too. And an amazing day by Chris Rowland. 8 catches, 54 yards. So just a big 3 working, and it works, and they're just so good. And I'm sorry for the Glaze. They're just so good. Our receiving court is stacked. Super stacked. Josh Minkins had led the way with 6 tackles, 4 of them being solo. Minkins is another guy who I didn't expect to do well. He's taken advantage of a starting spot, and he's killing it out there. So shout out Josh Minkins. He's really proven everyone wrong. Nate Metters had 4 tackles, a pass breakup. Mike Abraham also had a good day. 4 tackles, 3 solo. Keyshawn Banks filled the stat sheet up. 3 tackles, 1 sack, 2 TFL. He's going to be in the NFL next year. Deion Jennings, I thought, had a good day. He was signed a couple days before the game, and he balled out. He had this one really good QB hit, a pass breakup, 3 tackles. Michelle Powell had an interception. He had himself a good day. And shout out Chris Garrett. He pretty much filled the stat sheet out. He had 1 tackle, 1 sack. But he got to the quarterback almost like every play. He might not show up on the stat sheet last game, but he balled out. So shout out Chris Garrett. He's so good. Sorry for the Glaze. I'm so sorry. Anyways, Michael Lance went 2 for 2. He had a 57-yarder, and then it was like a 20, 30-yarder. He missed an extra point, but that's okay because he's knocking down 57s. We will see that 60-yard kick shortly. I believe it. Corbin, Rowland, and Hamler they both had like a 30-yard kick return, so not a bad return from both of them. We only had 3, and they all had 1. So nice to see. Browning also had a really good day. He had a 47 punt yard average. He had a long 55. Uh, he didn't really impress me week one, but I knew he was a talented kicker. So it was nice to see that he did good, and he's going to work into it. He can boot that ball, I'm telling you. And yeah, that's it from the stats. Something I wanted to show you guys is Jaron Horton. He was a assistant coach of the year in the UFL in 2023. He was the Memphis Showboats defensive coordinator and the Pittsburgh Maulers defensive coordinator. He recently did a player spotlight for Orlando Storm's very own Chris Garrett, defensive end. And I just wanted to show you guys because I thought it was super cool. I thought you guys should all watch.
In today's UFL player spotlight, we're going back to Orlando, but this time, defensive side of the ball. Looking at defensive end Chris Garrett. And in week one against the Columbus Aviators, man, Chris had a hell of a game. He had a few sacks, a whole bunch of QB pressures, and a whole bunch of production. So let's quit talking and let's get into it. Here, Chris utilizes his double arm swipe. This proved to be his favorite move this week. He used this a few different times. He gets that tackle to lunge and then double arm swipes and then bends back. Here he doesn't get the sack, but he gets the QB pressure, forcing him to step up, allowing his teammate to get the sack. Here's another clip of the same move, the double arm swipe, and you can see he closes the ground to take the air out between him and the tackle to make sure that tackle reaches out. And then right when that tackle reaches out with that left hand, he double arm swipes, bends back around. Here, once again, the QB gets the ball away early, but that's a great move. It's a winning pass rush pressure. Here we have a 3rd and goal situation from the 10-yard line. So Orlando knows that Columbus is probably going to pass the ball. Here we can see he's been given 75 that double arm swipe. So here he gives it to 69 and says, hey, maybe he wants some of that work too. Here it does end up in a sack. Great job. Same move. Takes the air out. Makes the guard in this situation reach out that arm. Double arm swipes. Gets home to the quarterback. Gets a sack. Then gets a little selly on the end. Here he's working on the opposite tackle. So instead of giving that double arm swipe, here he gives a little dip and rip. You see the dip. He rips that right arm through, bends to the quarterback. Once again, doesn't result in the sack, but this is a QB pressure, QB hit, forces an incompletion. Like we said in our other player spotlight with Isaiah Green May, it's not all about rushing the passer. To be a well-rounded defensive end, you have to be able to play the run. And here, Chris gets a down block. They're running a counter scheme or a power scheme with the pulling guard. He stones the guard, knocks him down, closes that gap out, makes an easy play. 20 can see, okay, now I have to insert right there. This is good defensive end play. In this last clip, we have a 2nd and 3 situation. That could mean anything for a defense. It could be a run, it could be a pass, play action, bootleg, shot, really anything. So you got to just play what you see. Here, Chris sees a down block. And instead, this time the tight end's not coming back to block him. The tight end's trying to go out for a pass in a bootleg action. So Chris sees that, and now he gets vertical, and he matches the hand with the quarterback's hand and gets a PBU. Set up a 3rd and short, maybe another pass rush opportunity for him. I appreciate you watching. If you like what you see, please like, subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow with another player spotlight.
One thing I wanted to talk about is my hot takes. As you all know from last week, we did a hot takes. Don't think any of them worked. I don't believe so. So we're going to go again. We're 0 for 2, but now we're going to go 2 for 2. Ready? So we're going to have a KJ Hamler 75-yard receiving game. I believe you could say his breakout game was last week, but he didn't have he had 2 catches. So I believe he's going to have a 75-plus yard game. I also believe Devontae Beckett in his return, in his season debut, he's going to get an interception. I love Devontae. I think he was a great pick, probably the best draft pick. Or he wasn't even a draft pick. We relocated him for the Brahmas. But anyways, besides the point, he's going to get an interception, and we're going to go 2 for 2 this week. All right, everyone, we're going to go over my picks for this week. I believe I went 3-1 last week. I did tell you guys that Houston would not would, but I said watch out for that upset, and they did upset them. So in my mind, I'm 4-0, 3-1, around there. Anyways, besides the point, we're gonna get in our picks. First, I have Orlando Storm versus the Kings. I got Orlando, obviously. We'll get into that next. Next, I have the Houston Gamblers and DC Defenders. Houston's down 2 quarterbacks. I got DC in this one. DC looks really good. Um, Not much to it. Columbus Aviators versus Dallas Renegades. I am going to go with the Renegades. They've looked really good. Can't. Columbus hasn't looked good. That's besides the point. Now I say game of the week: Birmingham Stallions at St. Louis. Now that's gonna be a good game. That's tough. I am going to lean Burn. That's a tough one because Birmingham did play okay. They lost to Houston. St. Louis, I don't think is a good team, but they have home field advantage. I think Corral gets flustered. That's like 50-50 for me. I want to lean Birmingham, but my heart is telling me St. Louis. I'm gonna go St. Louis. I feel it in my gut, and I could be entirely wrong, but it's a close game. I'm going to St. Louis. So let me know what you guys think and what your picks are. Welcome back, everyone. This is the segment where we just talk about the upcoming game and what's on deck. We have the Louisville Kings, back-to-back weeks. It is very hard to beat a team twice in a row, twice in general in a row. Pretty hard. I'm not a big fan of the back-to-back, I will say. But what can you do? I think this is a Storm dub. My prediction all week, I'm gonna stick with it, is 28-13. Storm, obviously. I don't know. I've been a little disappointed on the offense side of the ball. I feel like we leave big plays on the field, and it often just results in checkdowns, kind of short routes on like 3rd and 10. I think Plummer has done good. He's been very efficient, but just we need to win by a lot more and score a lot more points, be more efficient. He's very efficient, don't get me wrong, but like taking care of the ball, some sacks, some penalties. Got to clean that up. Back to Sita himself. He's pissed that they won by 10. It's dropped 19. He's very pissed. So I hope I see that team come out and we drop 30 plus, 28, around there, and just show pure domination. Defense side of the ball, I have no complaints, except one. We have given up a lot over the middle, I would say. I feel like majority of like 3rd and 10s, 3rd and 8s have been a lot of plays from the opposing team converting in the middle with Beckett back. That should help a lot more. But I can't complain. No touchdowns given last week, and I hope game. But we will see. Dotson being out is a little rough. I really like to see Dotson play. He's very good. But Trey Stewart's on the deck. I love Trey Stewart. He's a baller, and he showed some pop. So I got the Storm winning. I hope the team space. It's our first time on the way side of things. We get to see the white clean jerseys. Those will look good, and I hope it's a good crowd. I want the crowd to just be so loud, and we win, and we can blast walk in your trap, take over your trap. That'd be great. That would be great. But we will see. We'll see how it goes. I got the Storm winning. We'll forever have the Storm winning. But we will see. I'm excited for the game. Friday night lights kicking it off for the weekend. It's going to be fun. Hope a lot of long plays, some shots downfield. That's one thing I also wanted to talk about. It seems like a lot of our plays come from yards after catch, yak. So I just want, I just want to see a big deep ball down the field caught, a 60-yard touchdown. That's what gets the fans out of the seats. But we're planning to keep all the fans in their seats since we're away. Anyways, besides the point, thank you for tuning into the segment. Well, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I've had a short episode this week. It's pretty hard to talk about back-to-back games. I wish I had more content for you. There isn't that much Storm news this week, and I don't have much content for you. I'm sorry, but we will be taking on the Birmingham Stallions next week, so that's good. We have a bunch of storylines there. I'll have a longer episode for you guys, but again, I appreciate the support. Just dropping a like, subscribe, a comment. Comments help. It encourages me. I appreciate it a lot, guys. I hope my energy is good. It lift you up. Just anything. Enjoy the game. Tune into UFL tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. And I hope you guys enjoy and go Storm always.